The form and the color of this fruit are very varied. They can be round to oval-shaped. Their colors go from yellow all the way to deep purple. The pulp is very juicy and the taste is bittersweet and very pleasant. The tree tomato is a very versatile fruit that can be consumed fresh and is used in the preparation of various foods such as juices, salads, and a variety of sweets.
The origin of the tree tomato is in the Andes. We're talking about countries such as Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Peru. After the arrival of the conquistadors, the plant traveled to the European continent and afterwards to Asia and Africa. Today, however, the majority of producers are found in New Zealand, South Africa, Kenya, and of course, Colombia and Brazil.
Colombia is a privileged country. Thanks to its tropical climate, it is capable of producing tomato all year long.
In Colombia, the majority of production are located in the department of Antioquia, in the Santa Rosa de Osos and Entre Rios municipalities, which produce an average of 40 tons of tomatoes per hectare per year. The most debilitating diseases for the tomato crop are the anthracnose, caused by a fungus called Colletotrichum golesbiorides, and virosis. Around the decade of the 1990s, the early 90s, here in Antioquia, we had a virosis outbreak, which caused the loss of millions. What are the symptoms? They are varied. In fact, there is a range of symptoms including the curling of leaves, a chlorotic mosaic, as in there being light and dark color spots that attacks not only the leaves but also the fruit, basically causing a detrimental effect on the production. As I mentioned before, it can come to represent a 100% loss.
In the case of virosis, prevention is what is most recommended since there is no effective treatment. One of the forms of contamination relies on asepsis, which depends on managing the instruments used for work, for if these are not adequately disinfected, they can spread disease throughout the entire crop. You must also pay attention to where the plant material being used for the spread comes from. It must come from a certified producer.
In the case of anthracnose, what facilitates the appearance of the fungus? Humidity. Therefore, when the ground is not being properly drained, the plants are not properly planted in the field, and there is a presence of puddles, then for sure I'm facilitating the appearance of the disease. It is easy to recognize the disease, for the stain is dark and indented. These spots keep growing until it covers the entire fruit.
In terms of pests, those that affect the tomato crop the most are the tomato fruit borer, the whitefly or palomilla, and the tomato myrid. One of the most limiting pests and one that is present from the beginning of the planting is the tomato myrid. It makes the shoot of the plant its home, affecting it, and as its name in Spanish indicates, tattoos the shoot, the tenderest section.
In the case of the myrid, the problem, other than leaving lesions on the shoot of the plant, is that via lesions left behind on the anthracnose can attack. Therefore, this magnifies the opportunity for the fungus that causes anthracnose to affect the crop. When I'm controlling the myrid, I'm also controlling, or at least reducing, the chance that the crop may be infected with anthracnose.